Hi, this is Olivia.
And this is Robyn, and you're listening to K-Pop Hot Sheet. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at K-Pop Hot Sheet and rate us on Apple Music and Spotify if you enjoyed the show. So today we'll be talking about Olivia's bias top from Big Bang, all of the drama around the group 50/50, and then we'll end with SHINee's recent comeback with Hard.
Yes, so a lot of hot gossip this week, a lot of stuff happening. But let's start with Top. As we said, he's my bias from Big Bang, even though he's not part of Big Bang anymore. So I'm so sad. But yeah, so Netflix released an official picture of their cast for season 2 of Squid Game, and of course, Top was in it. Who I'm excited to see him back because he is also an actor, and I think he's a good actor, and I love seeing him on the screen. And he's just been away for so long, But not long after the announcement, a lot of controversy started happening. A lot of Korean netizens were not happy about the announcement. And then also Dispatch, which is like, I guess, the Daily Mail of Korea,
Yeah.
alleged that it was Lee Jung-jae who had campaigned for Top's inclusion. And for those who don't know, that's like the main guy in Squid Game. And yeah, because I mean they're really close. They're close friends. So I I think they're probably right. But yeah, they
You
denied
think
it,
so?
right?
Yeah, his agency responded saying, it's not true. The casting of a project's under the authority of the director and the production company. They even said something like, he understands that with the popularity of Squid Game and everything, like a lot of people want to be on it, so it's open to audition and that's all fair. And part of me is like, how much does an actor who's not a Brad Pitt level actor have control over casting? But the other part of me is like,
I see what you mean, but he's also the main guy. So I feel like yes and no, right? Like I feel it could go either way. Of course, they're not gonna come out and say, "Oh yeah, we casted him." Now, how much influence he had over it, or was it more like, "Oh, I think it would be great to put like you just maybe put the idea in their mind," but he also could have auditioned for it, and they were like, "Great, we want him." Like you don't know how they decided to involve him.
he could have gotten him an audition.
Yeah,
Like maybe that's how it went down.
that's what happens. It's fucking Hollywood.
Also, wait, before we go on, what has Top acted in? Because I don't even know that I've ever seen him in
Oh, he's
anything.
been in movies. He was shit, what was that? Remember Iris with Lee Byung-hun?
No.
I think it was called Iris. But this was a drama. That was a minor role. That was like in the beginning, but Lee Byung-hun was like the main guy, which I think maybe they're friends too. And I think Lee Byung-hun is in Squid Game as well towards the end. Like spoiler alert, sorry, but so maybe there's controversy with that too because he has his own deal of controversies. But he's been in I forget the name of the movie, but
Oh,
it
he was
was
in.
the
He,
gambling
yeah,
movie.
Taza.
Yes, that was a really good movie. I love that. And he's done some other stuff too. But
I just looked him up because I was like, I don't know.
yeah, it's not extensive. But he was doing like movies, not just like dramas and shit. Which I always maybe this is wrong, but I think of like when you're in the movies and it was like a blockbuster movie, like it's a bit more higher level. You've made it more than just being in like soap operas, like TV.
Yeah.
But just to go back a little bit, like, why are the netizens so pressed? Which I don't even know. Like, really, like, it's been so freaking long. But, Top had this controversy in the summer of 2017 when, what was it? She was a trainee from YG Entertainment. Han So-hee came out and, like, started, like, pulling people down with her, basically. And they had this whole controversy that he like smoked marijuana with her and he had like denied it. But then they did a drug test and it came back positive. So it was like going back and forth and back and forth. He ended up receiving a suspended sentence of 10 months in prison and 2 years probation. And ever since then, like, hasn't really been back in the entertainment scene. Not that I don't know if he ever explicitly said that he's never gonna come back, but obviously took his time. Now he's
He
back.
he did say, he did
Oh, he
explicitly.
did.
Yeah, he did. I think that's kind of why people are a little
Okay.
like,
But it's like people can change their mind.
yeah, it's been 6 years.
Yeah, and in that time frame, like he was under a lot of psychological and mental distress from that, of course. Like he had even I don't know if he fainted, but something happened and he like ended up going to the hospital during that time. Like it was pretty intense. And also I mean, Korea's very, very, very strict with marijuana stuff. And, like, from my point of view, and I was in Korea at the time, it seemed like, why are we making such a big a deal out of this? You didn't do, like, heroin or, like, sell it to kids or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was a big deal. But, yeah, some of the netizen comments are, like, intense. And I'll read some of them. They're saying the talent pool of South Korean male actors must be bone dry if they really couldn't find anyone besides him. I hope the series becomes the biggest flop in the history of Netflix.
Wow.
And then
Okay.
top, just go to the moon. No one wants you here. It's like, come on, guys. I don't know. That was just like, I just roll my eyes.
Oh my God. I'm gonna tell people that now. Just go to the moon. No one wants you here. Although I think isn't he part of some
Yes, that's why that
thing,
it's a bit
like a
on brand. He
SpaceX
like wants to
thing?
go. Yeah, 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 exactly. He's like part of that.
Oh my God.
But I'm excited to watch it. So he has one fan.
I like, I want him to get his, I don't want to call it redemption because he did something wrong. Like, it's not a big deal to us in the country we live in. We're like, whatever. It's a big deal in South Korea. I remember, I feel like at the time, people were really going after that trainee girl.
They were. And I think that she just started pulling people down with her.
But I mean, like, the netizens being like, I'm gonna find you and kill you
Oh my
because
God.
you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But I mean, there's so many celebrities that have had controversies and came back. Like even Kang Ho-dong, who was peak, I think just next to Yoo Ji-suk as like the main MCs, right?
Yeah.
And he had some like tax evasion controversy and he was like very sorry. I remember at the time he was filming Strongheart. I don't know if you ever watched that show
Oh, yeah, I
with Lee
did.
Seung-gi. I loved it. I love it. And then they had to like cancel the show because of that. But he's back now. He's back doing his thing. Like
Well, Strongheart is back.
it
They've
is.
rebooted it. Yeah.
Stop. That's hot news for me. Oh my God. I'm gonna start watching it again. Is it with Lee Seung-gi again?
Yes. It is Thumbnail Battle, the strongest heart. That's what it's called now.
Oh, well, that's exciting that they're back. I didn't even know that, so I'm gonna definitely catch up. I mean, I learned something new today. I love this.
So I'll watch Squid Game too with Top on it. That'll be exciting.
Thank you.
I don't think that the handful, like how many people in South Korea are actually mad about it
And
in the
my
scheme
last
of
my
everyone.
last thought on this is that even if South Korea doesn't watch it, Squid Game was like an international
Oh,
hit.
yeah.
Like that's
That's
a
what I'm saying.
blip in
Like,
their system. Like they're not gonna give a flying fuck. You know what I mean?
yeah.
People are still gonna watch it. People don't know Top. They don't know his controversy in Korea that happened ages ago, and then they're gonna laugh. Like you said, I know he did something wrong, of course, but it's so specific to Korea that like people would laugh at that. Like, oh, we're not supposed to watch this because this guy smoked marijuana and lied about it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't think it's gonna flop.
Netflix is not going to give a shit about
Yeah.
any of those haters with their go to the moon comments.
Well, from one controversy to the next.
All right, so 50-50. I'm gonna, in full transparency, did not really know who they were or the song Cupid because I live under a rock and I don't have a TikTok account. I don't go onto TikTok unless Olivia shares things with me. So I was watching that reboot of Strong Heart, and they were two of the girls from the group were part of it. And that's when I became interested because their story to try to win Strongest Heart was essentially about how they're not really well known or popular in South Korea, but like they are blowing up across the globe because of the song Cupid. So background on 50/50 in the song. So the group debuted in November of 2022 and released a single Cupid in February 2023. So pretty much immediately after the release, shortly thereafter, a TikTok dance challenge with a fan-made sped-up rendition of the English version of the song went viral. And I know you've done the dance challenge, Olivia. You probably know
I've
more
done
about
it.
this than me.
Yeah, I mean, not other than it's not even just the dance that went viral. The dance went viral, but the song is a song that people just always have in the background of, on TikTok you just make videos. So either you do something cute with like boyfriend or girlfriend pictures or just having, because it's a fun song and even like sped up and stuff. And it does help that they also released an English version that, and I also, side note, the lyrics are cute and they make sense. You know what I mean? And it's like tasteful. Because sometimes people will do English versions or English covers and like it doesn't flow as well
Yeah.
as the Korean version. But this one actually worked really well.
I haven't even heard the English version.
Oh my God. Yeah, you should go listen to it.
Gonna have to. Okay, so then the song it went viral. It went all over the place. It ended up on the Billboard Hot 100 on March 27th, making 50/50 only the sixth group and the fastest K-pop group in history to do so, to get on the Billboard
Wow.
Hot 100. And it then went on to become the highest charting hit by a South Korean girl group in the history of the pop airplay chart, and only the second South Korean music act to land on the adult pop airplay after BTS.
Oh, I was going to say who was the first, but you said it. That's huge.
Yeah,
That's more than fucking Blackpink that like headlined Coachella.
yeah, insane. So it totally blew up. They're famous globally. And then the drama starts. So there are a couple of key players in this K drama here, this real life K drama. Attract, so Attract with a K, of course, always, is the
And the
label.
double T.
Well, no, that's how you spell. Is that how you spell Attract?
Wait, now I thought it was just one T. It just looks maybe just looks weird to me because it has the K. Oh no, it is two T's. You're right. Ignore me. ESL. I'm gonna use that as an excuse.
So Attract with a K is the label that has the sole management rights of 50/50. Then there's this other company called The Givers, and they're an external music production company that was hired by Attract. And these two companies together came to an agreement in a partnership in producing 50/50, where Attract would hold the management rights, while The Givers were in charge of music production and managing projects under a service contract.
This kind of sounds like a not a post, a dystopian like young adult teenage novel, and these are like the two factions, Attract and the Givers. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
God. Oh my God. That's hilarious. I feel like we could write a young adult novel based off of all of this drama and just
I mean, add that to the list of things we want to do, of side hustle jobs we want.
young adult authors, cat cafe owners.
Oh my God. Podcast hosts. Yo,
I mean,
it's become a trifecta. Anyways, let's get back on this track.
all right. So all of the things I'm about to describe happened in the span of about a week. So a lot of drama in very quick succession. So it all started on June 23rd when Attract released a statement clarifying 50/50's lack of promotions and mentioned this legal battle against third parties suspected to be interfering with their exclusive contracts. So they basically thought that somebody was trying to poach the members, and they released this whole statement because fans were kind of like, well, where are they? What are they doing? Like, the song completely blew up and they weren't doing all of these promotions around it. So as part of the statement that they released, they're like, well, we know you're curious about why they haven't been promoting. Quote, to be honest, one member developed medical symptoms, so we discussed with the member and their family, and with the consent of both parties, she began treatment and ended up undergoing surgery. Following the doctor's diagnosis, she'd need over a month and potentially 2 months for recovery, so they halted the artist promotions and gave the other members a break too.
Can I pause there?
Yep.
It's like, that's fine if that happened, but that happens all the time. They still had 3 other members that could have promoted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, unless they were all in agreement of like, oh, we can't promote without you, whatever. But like, it's like the group over the individual sometimes. Like, if the group goes and promotes and becomes even more successful, like, the girl's gonna come back, you know?
Right. And if it was only, like, clearly they just wanted to tack that on to the rest of the statement about, like, shady proceedings. Because if they were going to halt promotions because of somebody's health, it's not unusual for it to just get announced at the time.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And the fact that they try to make it seem, and we gave the other members a break too. Like, trying to seem as if you're magnanimous, you know? Like, what are you giving them a break from? They haven't even really done anything to need a break.
yeah. So that was on June 23rd. So a couple days later, on June 26th, Attract then made allegations against an unnamed third party, accusing them of attempting to poach the members by approaching Warner Music Korea, which is the group's global distributor. So then they also had the balls to demand an explanation from Warner Music Korea and vowed to hold those responsible legally accountable. So Warner Music Korea responds, and they're just like, hey, not true. They denied all allegations, and they said, quote, we have made every effort to provide our capabilities and network to enhance the remarkable achievements attained by 50/50 and its agency. However, we are deeply disappointed by the unsavory allegations that have been raised.
So, the company, and then Warner Music Korea's distribution group, the company's like being all paranoid and shit here, being like, oh, someone else trying to poach my artist. And Warner Music Korea is like, no, dude, relax. We just want to promote them and make more money.
This is going to quickly escalate, but it's weird that they would release a statement and make allegations against an unnamed third party that's accusing them of attempting to poach the members by approaching Warner Music Korea. Like, pulling Warner Music Korea into this, especially when you're such a small little company, and be like, we demand an explanation. Like, Warner Music Korea is just gonna be like, bro.
Yeah, I just feel like they are overly paranoid and shit of like, dude, just focus on your group. Try to make them happy, keep them happy, and make them famous. It's not that hard. Like, Hitman Bang did it. That's BTS's
I think I knew
CEO.
that. I think I knew that.
I was like, oh, did you know?
We still need to have you educate me on BTS, but...
Yes, we still need to have that episode.
All right, so the next day after that allegation and Warner Music Korea responding, Attract then revealed that they filed a criminal complaint against the CEO of The Givers. So if you'll remember, that's the kind of partner company that they were working with. So they filed a criminal complaint against the CEO for obstruction of business and breach of trust for allegedly trying to acquire the copyrights to Cupid. So then the Givers denied those allegations, but also asserted that they had owned that copyright to Cupid even before the 50/50 project began.
Oh, man.
So it's getting
juicy.
Getting interesting.
Juicy.
So then the day after that, on June 28th, so this is really all happening in the span of like 4 or 5 days. It's crazy. The four members of 50/50 released a statement through their legal representation announcing that they filed an application for provisional disposition suspending the validity of their exclusive contracts.
Oh my God.
So now they're like trying to get out of their contracts with the tracts. I do want to read this one part of their statement. The statement's kind of long, but I think this one part, especially, it brings me back to talking about new jeans and people being young and all of these things in the industry.
And also, I was going to say, at least it's not as long as the New Jeans statement.
Good Lord. No one will ever write a statement that long.
Exactly. So if we went through that, like nothing, it's fine. We can read this statement.
All right, so quote, despite our young age, the four members have tried our best to think and behave independently. After sufficient discussion with our parents, we came to raise the issue with the help of our legal representative. Nevertheless, ATTRACT is not listening to the voices of the members, saying that it was an attempt to extort the members by an external force and arbitrarily disclosing the reason for a member's surgery without consulting with her. While they are unable to clearly explain their breach of contract, the members were highly disappointed and frustrated seeing this situation. The members raised issues about various circumstances in which ATTRACT did not fulfill contractual obligations, such as non-transparent settlement and the unilateral attempt to enforce scheduled activities despite the members conveying their poor health conditions. We would like to make it clear that this is an independent decision by the four members in unison without any intervention of a third party.
You go, girls.
Mic drop.
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously, mic drop. And I really hope that someone picks them up or something. Like they're able to leave this little company that can't do shit with them and they're able to continue on the success that they're having.
Yeah, it's a shame that you get what you finally trained for and hoped for, and then
And even more than that.
Yeah.
Like internationally.
That's gotta be like
from the get-go. Come on.
Yeah. So now the Givers have also announced that they will countersue ATTRACT for spreading false rumors. The company reiterated that they had fulfilled their contractual obligations and obtained the copyright claims to the group's songs through legal means. So, still ongoing legal battles, and hopefully things work out for these girls. But amidst all of this, they'll be releasing a track called Barbie Dreams featuring Callie on July 7th for the Barbie movie soundtrack.
I'm so excited to hear that. We're going to have to do a little quick follow-up. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
But I'm also curious how this works. Like, is it Warner Music Korea coming in and being like, oh, like, let's have you release the song? Technically, they're still under a track, so...
Well,
did they have to say yes? I don't know.
Since Warner Music Korea is the global distributor and the Givers, whatever they're called, say that they legally have the copyright claims, like...
A track can't do anything.
Right. I'm sure that they had all this Barbie movie soundtrack stuff decided before,
right.
before
like
all
maybe
those.
It was, right. It's just being released now.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. Yeah, we're going to have to be on top of this and see what comes out of it. Like I said, I really hope they're able to work things out and continue on their success because I think they have great voices, really cute song. I mean, I'm not going to take that back. It wasn't just Cupid. There's another song that I like by them too. They don't have many songs out, but they have a few. So I like them. I really... was anticipating to see and hear more from them, and it's just really sad that so early on they're hit with so much controversy.
Yeah. Well, now I'm being me and I'm looking up their ages. Oh, they're even properly aged. Look at this. I can get behind this.
Yeah, they're like between 18 and 20, right?
Yeah.
Properly aged. I love that. And the song is cute. It was not a sexual song, you know?
I know. Ugh.
So we're 50-50 fans.
I mean, I can't say that quite yet, but I support them.
Well, I
I'm a
want to be. I
supporter.
want to be a 50-50 fan. I want to be a supporter.
I'm a
Yes,
top
exactly.
supporter. I'm a 50-50 supporter.
We're just supporting left and right here.
And I'm also a SHINee supporter.
That was a really nice segue.
Thank you.
But I think I would say you're more than a supporter, you're a fan.
Oh, yeah. I am a big fan.
If anything, I'm a shiny supporter.
So SHINee is back, 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 back. They recently came back with their album Hard and the music video for their single Hard. Olivia hasn't seen it, so I think we're gonna just take a little pause right now for her to see this. We'll get her reaction, and I'll give my opinion on Hard, the video and song, and also the album, because of course I listened to the whole thing multiple times by now.
I love it. Let's go hear it.
We go, we go, we go hard. Hard like a criminal, hard like the beat. Hard like my flow, 너도 원했니? 밤이 녹은 만큼 뜨겁고 진한 새로운 hit을 멈추지 못해 다시. Hard like a criminal, hard like the beat. Hard like my flow, 꿈이 당겼지. Yeah, 못 내봐, 맛을 봐, 누가 봐. 너를 놀래키나 we go hard.
Okay. So, my thoughts, it just felt like they were trying to be someone that like someone or something that matches today's like aesthetic. Like I was thinking like Stray Kids or NCT, right? But it's like that's not them. Like you can be shiny, you can do shiny. Why do you need to try to do this and be hard? And maybe this isn't their choice, you know what I mean? It's like SM at the end of the day, and it's very SM like with the different transitions and different fucking songs and like what's going on. Like Girls' Generations, I Got a Boy. I always go back to that. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt so like I laughed 2 or 3 times every time the chorus came on because it just felt like, oh my god, like cringe. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, cringe is the right word for it. So I will say that I was expecting much worse, to be honest, because I always watch The Manager, me and my variety shows, and Taemin was on The Manager, and they did like the sneak peek premiere of the song. So they played like a bit of the chorus and had them doing the choreo for dance practice and everything. And when they were talking about it, they kept being like, "Oh, this is us showing that we can do hip hop."
Okay.
And I was like, "Ugh."
Do you? No one's asking for this, honey. We don't need. You don't need to prove yourself that you need to do hip hop.
It's, yeah, I do like it better than Don't Call Me. I was so much more disappointed and devastated.
Was that hip hop too?
I don't know what you would call that. I mean, I guess if you call this hip hop, you can call that hip hop. I'm not sure. But yeah, so I was expecting it to be a lot more cringy because I would say that if I cut that song into different pieces, I maybe like 60% of it.
Okay, that's a big percentage.
If you take out,
The heart like a criminal. See, you just can't stop laughing.
I can't stop laughing. I
Heart
like,
like a criminal. But you know what? You know what, SM? It probably would get fucking stuck in my head.
yeah.
Just because it's like so ridiculous. But like first look, first thoughts, I'm like,
Yeah. Because I like the verses for the most part. I like the pre chorus even. The chorus can go to hell. Like, it's so. But it does get stuck in my head, which makes me hate myself. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what's wrong with me? The part that kills me the most is when they're like, KO, then knock you out. Like, I'm sorry. None of those sweet, sweet gentlemen are gonna knock
Yeah.
anyone out.
I know. That's the thing, right? It just that goes back to my first thoughts. It's like they're trying to be something they're not. And maybe if they were a new group, like exploring their concepts, you can get away with it. But they're so established that I'm like, Why do you have to do this? Like, because BTS has done it, because Stray Kids does it, because it's like the vibe to be hip hop now. You can stand out and still be successful with your own look. It's not that everyone loves hip hop, so you have to do hip hop.
Yeah. And it honestly sounds like a Super M song.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was thinking I could see other boy bands in SM doing this. And then that also makes me think, like, does SM not even really, do the artists not have an identity? Is it more like your identity is whatever SM's identity is in that time,
That's what
period?
it
You know what I
seems
mean?
like. It seems like they basically have a bunch of songs in a dumpster out
And
back,
then
and
it's
they're
like, yeah, who's
like,
who's gonna sing it this time? Who's
yeah,
next? Who's up next? Which is kind of like,
who's gonna get this as the lead single? And it doesn't even match the vibe of the rest of the album. Because let me tell
yeah.
you, the rest of the album, well, Heart is the first song, first track on the album, so it's setting the tone great. Juice is the song after that, also, in my opinion, garbage in the same vein. Then it starts to transition, and a lot of the songs are like, there's this song called Identity on it. I encourage everyone, if you're going to listen to one song from this SHINee comeback, Identity. It is very classic SHINee, but it doesn't sound, like old SHINee. It just sounds like how I think they should sound now. And also, the song that was the pre-release, The Feeling, is like such a good song, and I feel like the members probably gravitate more towards those songs than they do
But
something
they
like
can't, yeah.
this.
They can't
'Cause
choose what
they
is
look
gonna be marketed.
they look so awkward. Like even when they were
Yeah.
doing the choreo on The Manager, Key, because Key can speak English the best out of all of them, and they had an American, I think she was American, choreographer, uh, who they were like, oh, she worked with Beyonce, and then they showed her in the background
Oh
of a
wow.
picture with Beyonce, and I'm like, I don't know how she worked with her, but cool, it's a good flex. But she was
She
like,
was a background dancer.
she, she was basically like trying to tell them to change their facial expressions, and Key was like, yeah, they make it look too easy, like you gotta look tough and all this stuff, and it's like, come on, Taemin can't look tough no
It's just
matter
not them.
no matter
Yeah,
what
it's just
clothes
not
you
their
put
style.
on.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so disappointing, but I did expect it to be worse, but still cringy. But I encourage people to listen to the rest of the album because there's some really good SHINee songs on there.
Yeah, I just had like a thought and it brings it back to BTS a little bit. Sorry. Um, but what's interesting is I wonder, I can't think of the right word. I don't know if it's a dichotomy, but when a group first starts, they have their flavor, they have, the look, their concepts, and SHINee was SHINee. But then as an artist, grows and the years go by and then trends are different, right? And you're trying to like, I don't know, either reinvent yourself or try to fit in. It it changes, right? Who you are as a group. And the reason why I mentioned BTS was because they recently had their 10-year anniversary. And RM, the leader, had like some showcase in Korea. And he was like talking to the fans and answering questions and stuff. And I'm paraphrasing, but I just remember reading about this. And he mentioned how, like, oh, up until a certain album, which was maybe a couple years ago, before they like fully blew up, he was like, oh, I felt like I had control and I knew like who BTS was and where we were going. And then after like Butter, Dynamite, like all the songs that came basically after capitalizing on their fame and stuff, he felt that he had no control over like who they were anymore, what their sound was. And it's basically because he probably didn't, right? Because now it's the distribution companies are trying to make as much money and deals. So it just goes back to this, right? Like SM just has songs that are out there, songs that they think will be hits because they're trending. And they're probably thinking, okay, SHINee's been gone for a while, so let's bring them back. Let's give them these songs. But are you doing it thinking about SHINee as a group and what actually would work for them? Or is it just a cog in the machine, you know?
Yeah. And it's sad too because I feel like with a group that's well established and has been around for so long, like SHINee, that like I would be surprised if they got like net new brand new fans because of this song. Like, why not just let them do their SHINee thing for the SHINee fans and we all just live our best lives?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And is it even like they're even trying to attract younger fans, or is it more just, I just want to get the most listens and whatever, you know? Because it's a song that could come up on your Spotify or could be playing on the radio and you're like, oh, I really like the song, you know? And it's not that you're going to hear and you're like, oh, I'm going to become a huge SHINee fan, but they just want to get the streams.
But does the song, would the song do that?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a whole other... It's a whole other topic going. I don't think it does, but who knows? Also, Korea has different tastes too. It could get big there, and fans are fans regardless. Like even if the song is trash, they will still buy the albums. They will still stream. They will still support because that's just the fandom way of K-pop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also,
So
the remainder of the album is great. That's the thing.
yeah,
It's not like they're leaning into this hip hop thing for a whole album. But anyway, I
yeah.
digress.
But that's your title. Yeah, that's your title song. It's like, oh, I don't know. More likely, I listen to the title tracks than I listen to like a whole album. You know what I mean? Of an artist. So, but I will listen to Identity. I will go listen to that.
It's a good song.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me. We have come to the end of our controversy gossip filled podcast episode. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at K-pop Hot Sheet. We will start posting at some point more stuff. We really have to get on that, but follow us. And then when we start posting, you'll start seeing fun stuff. Rate us on Apple Music and Spotify if you enjoyed the show. And don't forget to turn notifications on in Spotify by clicking the bell icon if you want to be notified of new episodes when they're uploaded.
We're also on YouTube now at K-pop Hot Sheet.
Yes.
No fun videos yet. Maybe one day.
Oh
But
my God.
really, it's just the podcast episodes in video form on YouTube if that's the way that you want to listen to them.
I mean, added to our list of things we need to do.
Yes.
Make videos too. All right. Toodles.
Bye.